fucking YouTube background. Look at this.
There you
go. Perfect. You done snotting your nose?
They'll look over at me and there'll just be like these shiny streaks down my face.
Breathe on me! You're like, don't get sick. Welcome to Q&A. PD's dying.
Let's answer some questions.
How did we meet?
How did we meet? Jess ignored me.
No, I didn't!
Jess ignored me for like a month.
No, I didn't.
So Jess was friends
Why
with
does
Meg.
your volume instantly go up?
It's my explaining voice. My explaining voice rises in volume because of the importance of what I'm saying.
Okay, carry on. I just need to muffle.
Jess was!
I was friends with our mutual friend, Megan.
Did you just call her Megan?
Yeah, because I know it'll make her
I
mad.
hate that.
So me and Megan met in like July, August of 2016.
Cool story, bro.
So me and Meg were friends for like a month before I think you and Meg started talking properly.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wouldn't fucking shut up about you.
Did we do jam before we started? We did jam before we started talking properly.
Yeah. I was still like kind of ignoring you during this time.
Yes. So Jess was involved in a project that we did called Jam, which was just another murder mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the most just shitposty
Clusterfuck. This is a good 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We were all playing heightened versions of ourselves. So it was all very meta. And I was with Meg and another British RPer being like the little British people with our tea.
And we gave Jess possibly the hardest role in the entire... She had to do a shower scene.
I had to die in the shower.
No, you didn't die in the shower. She had to do a shower scene and get shot by an arrow.
You just wanted to see me naked. Nice to meet you. Could you film yourself naked in the shower, please? Oh yeah. No wonder I didn't speak to you. So the build up to this is that I was covered in fake blood because someone had like exploded in front of me, so I went to take a shower. So not only was I butt naked, I was covered in blood, and my poor sister had to film me on her iPhone. And the fake blood stained my face. Do you remember? Well, you don't remember. I sent
No, I don't.
Meg a Snapchat.
Slight problem. The blood has stained my face.
My face was covered in like red droplets and they wouldn't come off for like 2 days. So when I went to all that effort for you, I think you were like...
No, I didn't notice you after that. It was only when you played tongs.
That's a lie. You saw my naked body and you were like, okay, we can be friends.
I knew about you because of Meg, but I was intimidated because you were like Meg's other person that she talked to. And so it was like, oh god, Jess has gotta like me. But then you played tonks, and
Yeah.
I was so fucking blown away by your tonks. And I was like, oh my god. So I messaged you and I was like, hey, we should like collaborate sometime. And you're like, yeah, sure, pal.
Tumbleweed.
Jess ghosted me so fucking hard.
I didn't.
There are like pages of messages of just me sending them to her and then getting like no fucking response back.
I was intimidated. I was genuinely like intimidated because you were like the big cheese, and also I didn't trust you. Which leads us to, what were your first impressions of each other?
Oh god. I think it was mutual intimidation.
Yeah, probably.
So I was terrified because like the few times that we interacted, you were really quiet and it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, but I'm shy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, I'm not very good at talking to new people.
For the first
And-
week. Then after that, it's tits to the wind. The nips are out.
My tits are in no wind, thank you very much.
But yeah, I think first impression was intimidation on both ends.
I really liked you because I thought you were like...
I know, you cried over my stuff.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, super talented person. I'm also a super talented person. I've got to try and prove that to you.
Oh, and then we had our first interaction online as well. We're getting serious.
Yeah, but that was before Jam. That was like
that was like our first.
That was like, I think that was even before like you knew I was Meg's friend. You just
God.
reblogged my shit.
And it was fantastic.
And I like ran downstairs. I know, I like ran downstairs. I was like, Molly! She was like, what? And I was like, this person just replied my snap. She was like, so?
Rude, Molly.
Yeah, well, anyway, it was pretty cool.
Didn't you know I was the big shit?
The big shit? You are the big shit. Still the big shit.
We're getting through these questions so quickly.
No, I've got like 3 pages. We're already on like the second question.
That was sarcasm, Jess.
You don't sarcasm me. I'm the sarcasm.
You are the sarcasm.
I am. It's okay. So how long were we friends before we met in person for the first time?
It was probably about like 9 months that we've been friends.
And you came over to England.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Stayed for 2 weeks. It was so much fun. I had a cold then too.
I think I just make you ill.
I'm just allergic to Jess. It's not her cat. It's Jess. Come back.
No!
No, come back. It's okay. I'll sneeze.
What a hero.
Stay.
You're in my house.
It was fun because it was like, Jess is so sarcastic online, and you meet her in person and she's just a gem. Just a little softie. And you just snuggle her.
Oh god, it's disgusting.
She'll try and make you believe she's not. She snuggles.
I've never snuggled in my life.
Now she does.
I remember being physically picked up by you. Like the first time I ever saw you was outside the Natural History Museum or something.
Yeah.
And it was outside the gate, and I like came up behind Meg, like my head poked up, and you just like, you like lifted me up the floor, and you would have put me down for like a solid minute. And you know that's my worst thing that people do is pick me up. Like any other short people will know, don't pick someone up without their consent. And it was the first thing you did, and I was like, oh, here we go.
And then you loved me.
And the rest is history. What's your favorite thing about each other? My favorite thing about you is your hat.
My beanie?
That's it, nothing else.
Got it. It's hard to like pick one.
No, I know. I have so many good qualities.
That voice for one. Jess and I have a thing where we'll start talking at each other and our voices will get higher and higher and just like less and less sophisticated.
We speak to each other more in like a weird voice than we do in like our normal voices. Like this is the longest extended period of time that I've spoken to TT in my normal voice.
And we get really overwhelmed when we do that, and so it's like Jess will start doing that at me and I'll just go like
Do you want some ice cream? Do you want a blanket?
Friendship.
Also just the fact that we are like so goddamn in sync with every fucking thing that we do. Like we have the exact same style of kind of creativity.
Creative process.
And it's really nice because we also like complement each other really well. So I'll write a script and I'll just hand it over to Jess and I'll be like, fix it.
I think in the last year and a half, like there's not been one piece of content on either of our blogs that hasn't been like
Passed by
brutalized by the other. Which is another thing I really like, is how I can hand something to you and you'll just be like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong.
It's very, like, it's really nice how, like, mutual it is, how we're very, very good at just, like, okay, if it's wrong, like, I'll immediately change it. Like, I don't get upset, I don't get, like, same thing with you. It's just like, yep, okay. We're very in sync that way, and we have a lot of trust when it comes to our creative process and the content that we produce.
I need to remember that with other people, because sometimes someone will ask me to look at something and I'll be like, oh, that's fucking wrong, and they'll be like, oh god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
You're not TT!
I'm sorry, it's great, it's great, it's great. Do you know my pet peeve?
Your pet peeve?
Yeah.
When there's anything dirty in her house whatsoever, at all, and it's caught on camera.
Yes. Like, I don't mind dirty things being in my house, but when there's evidential record...
When there is evidence that there has been any misplaced item in Jess's home, Jess loses her shit.
So, for example, the Khaleesi thing you did the other day, when you stole my dressing gown, number 1. Number 2, you filmed it in my living room. Number 3, you had my dirty washing, like my literal underwear, hanging up behind you. And then you posted that video on TikTok and it got like 100k views. 100,000 people have seen my dirty underwear. It drives me insane! Yeah, that's my pet peeve.
Oh yeah, and her pet peeve is me stealing her bathrobe.
It's not a bathrobe, it's a dressing gown.
Oh, okay.
And you can steal it. It was just quite shocking to see it online. I was like, hey, I've seen that somewhere. You. I don't know what your pet peeve is. When people insult your hair.
When people insult my hair.
Don't ever.
That's not a thing.
I know. What's your favourite thing to do together?
Roleplay.
Oh.
We like cooking and shopping together. We're so domestic.
Yeah.
Domestic AF.
Although I would argue you don't do a lot of the cooking. But you do a really good job on the washing up, so thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yes! Do you have any inside jokes that we can say without context?
Orville. Don't pee on my arms and neck veins!
Pretty much anything that's been in our
the
bloopers
yeah,
has become an inside joke. We don't have inside jokes because we put everything on the internet.
true.
Our inside jokes are
There's a
available.
giant hornet.
In my room! Mate, it's a bloody bat!
A fucking bat! You misquoted me. Please do.
Please,
Please do.
Please do.
Just want to take your mum's boobies and go.
I got one.
Oh god, the fucking crab pinchers.
Should we give context? for that?
No, they specifically asked for no context, so you get
That's all
no
you get.
context for
That's
that.
all you get.
Oh no.
If there was a tickle fight, who would win? Me! Watch this.
No, I swear to God.
Just watch.
No! No! No!
You like breathe in just a general direction. You like wiggle your fingers towards her and she's already laughing, so.
I'm like
I win.
sweating. I'm so
Anxiety.
I'm so ticklish.
You know what's really ticklish on me? My ass. I will have these moments where somebody will like try and like swat my butt or something, and for some reason I like physically cannot handle it. Like I've had like massages before where they'll like get down to the glutes and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god.
Or even when people, like, it hasn't happened in a long time, but when I used to have my underarms waxed, oh my god. Like, you're meant to be screaming in pain, and I was like, ah! And she's just like, what's going on? And she's like, putting the wax under my arms, and I'm like, ah! Now we've been living together for a while. Have you discovered any annoying / weird habits that the other has?
We talked about this the other day.
Did we?
Yeah, because I was talking about how there are like very few things that you do. Like, I can't pinpoint something that you do that annoys me.
Oh yeah, no, that's because I'm perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, but do I have any habits that you've noticed? Aside from being on the floor cleaning at all hours of the day.
That's just funny though. At any point in the day I can look over somewhere and she'll just be in a corner scrubbing the walls.
But the walls get very dirty.
I walked into Jess's room and every like piece of furniture had been moved away from the walls so that she could get behind and dust the back of the wardrobe. Stuff that you'll never see. No one will ever pay attention to
Just
that.
because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. I did that for your benefit. You have a cold and you have a bad chest, and I was making sure it was dust free.
It's so sweet.
I know. So don't make fun of my wardrobe, because my wardrobe is very clean. As is my skirting.
So...
Oh god, I turned to my mother! The next question was, which of you is more likely to mum-friend the other?
Obviously me.
We have accepted the fact that I am the mum friend and you are the goblin friend.
I am the goblin friend. I don't have a maternal bone in my body.
Even when it comes to things like pets. Oh my god, you've nearly killed my cat so many times. I just asked you to feed him. And Titi chose the cat food that was on the very highest shelf, which no person my size could feasibly reach. Hence why the year-old cat food was on that shelf. And I was like, what food did you feed him. And you're like, the one on top of the cupboard. And I was like, what? Sometimes you do things that short circuit my brain so much. I'm just like,
I'm really good at appreciating people and animals and just not very good at taking care of them. I'm a sub.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
We took a test.
No, we did not. We took no such thing.
Next.
Do either or both of you fall into a drunk archetype?
You're like stereotypical white bitches.
What?
Oh,
Don't
we are.
include me in this.
I'm including you.
I'm usually the mum friend.
Let's put it this way. When Jess gets drunk, Jess wants to fight every person on the planet.
No, I don't. That's happened twice. And we've been out a number of times, maybe 5 times. So that's less than half that I've been that archetype in particular.
I'm a drunk little bitch.
You get drunk after less than a glass of wine, as we found out.
Story time! We were filming for a series that we're going to be putting out soon. It was the 2 of us on the couch, and Jess brings in 2 glasses of wine, and I'm supposed to be drinking this glass of wine, and it was... and then...
And you had to down maybe like a small mouthful of wine.
Like, it really was not a lot of wine. It was maybe, like, here's, there's a cup and there's, like, that much wine. It was maybe half a glass of wine. In total.
In total.
In total.
Half a glass of wine. And we finish filming and you look at me and I watched your eyes, like, go out of focus. And I was like, what? And you were like, and I thought you were sick. And you were like, oh, that's really hit me. And I was like, what? What's hit you? You're like, the wine. I was like, the fucking wine? What wine? That was not enough to make a toddler drunk.
And then I was buzzed for the rest of the night.
Literally buzzed off your face.
It was
So,
pathetic.
TT is a complete and utter lightweight.
To the umpteenth degree.
Which means they are interesting on a night out, shall we say. We got this question maybe 5 or 6 times. And it's, why do you enjoy torturing us?
Because we enjoy torturing ourselves.
True. We go through as much pain writing and filming this shit as you do reading it. Trust me.
We'll, like, finish a script and we'll send it to each other and we'll just sit there like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? And then we're like, yes, let's do it.
In all honesty, I think, okay, number 1, getting like a strong emotional reaction from like any work you do is like really gratifying because it means you did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, we don't do like strong emotional like angst or whatever like for the sake of it.
No, it's just the material.
True. But what I'm saying is that we don't write things into like series or threads for the sake of it. We don't sit there going, how can we make people sad? It's
Has a purpose?
has a purpose and also it's really fun to act. It's good
Yes.
acting
It's very fun to
practice.
act.
I don't cry outside of acting. So like
It's her emotional release.
it's gotta come out somehow.
It's like therapy.
Right. So really it's more for me than it is for you.
I got ice
Cream
cream.
monster.
Ice cream. I got ice cream. I got ice cream.
The next question is, what was our first collaboration together? And have we got anything else planned?
As stated previously, our first like interaction together online was as Wahlberg and Sirius. And I was like, damn, that's fantastic. And so I reblogged it. And then the back and forth was fantastic. Like, your dialogue was so great. And I was like, oh my god, who is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you smug little shit. And so that was our first interaction, but our first collaboration was actually Rimadora.
Surprise! Surprise!
We did Remus and Tonks meeting again for the first time.
We did, but what was the conversation that led to this collaboration?
It wasn't that one yet, was it?
Mhm.
Oh, we wrote the scripts at the same time. Oh my god.
But we were like, we can't post this one until we do like them meeting.
Yes.
So
So, Jess was telling me a story.
No, I wasn't.
You told
I told
Meg.
Meg.
Told Meg!
I told Meg a very private, very embarrassing story about an issue I'd had one New Year's Eve after I ate too much curry and had too much alcohol, and then... yeah.
And Meg told me.
And then I just get a message from you with a lot of laughing faces. Basically, if you read the second thread we ever posted together, a
Potty
thread
humor?
called Potty Humor, that is what happened.
Yep. I mean, it was worse when Jess experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
We toned it down for the sake of
Yep, no, definitely
believability.
more traumatic in real life.
I heard about this experience and I wrote a thread. And didn't I just like send you the written thread without like I was like, I'm gonna write a thread about this, and you were like, no, you're fucking not. And then I sent you the written thread.
10 minutes later, you sent me a written thread.
And you were like, you bastard.
And we had never worked together, and I was like, oh, really?
That's what you're going
That's
with?
okay. I really
First.
love how we started, like, because we're quite well known for, like, doing Remus and Tonks together. We literally started from, like, their first meeting.
Cute. We're fucking adorable.
But then we're both such, like, anal perfectionists that we've had to do it in chronological order. So, like, we refuse to, like, dance around their timeline too much, really. So
Yeah.
we pretty much stayed. And over, like, the last 2.5 years have just gone from, like, their first meeting until, like, where we are now.
Yep.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn, but it's paying off.
I hate that. I hate it so much.
Another pet peeve.
So, yes, we do have more collaborations coming up. Of course.
Of course.
I think we're working on a lot of different things, but there's 2 series that each of us have, like, written each.
Yeah, that we've been working on
For, like, upwards of...
fucking months.
Upwards of 6 months.
So yeah, we've been working on these threads for a very long time. They are heinously long with a ridiculous amount of characters, and we're really excited about it. It's going to be really good.
Yep. Someone asked a question about, because we posted our recent Remadora thread where you filmed it here, and not everything we filmed together is like us in the same shot. Some of them are like single shots, and so they're wondering, like, do we like coach each other from behind the camera?
Not really, because we're so used to just
Yeah,
not
filming
being
by
around
ourselves.
each other.
One of us will usually be like on the sofa on our phone whilst the other's like over in a corner filming.
We've gotten really good at knowing how the other person is going to act, and so because we've done this for 2 years now, almost 3 years. By now, it's pretty second nature to know how to react in a different situation without having to see the other person's face.
I don't need your acting to react to.
Yeah.
Although that has been something that I've really like
It's been really fun.
enjoyed working
Yeah,
on.
because it's been super fun, and it's definitely like harder interacting with the other person just because you're having to take into account, first off, your lines. You can't just like bullshit it anymore.
We've ended up with some really like interesting improv moments because we're feeding off each other's energy.
Yeah.
Someone will just improv something and you can
And we're like, oh my god!
yeah.
Perfect! And it's fun because by now we know the characters so well, like our versions of the characters, we know them so well that we can just do that. We can kind of improv off of each other and it works.
Okay, so on that note, how do we stay serious? How do we film the serious moments when we're together?
We don't.
We don't. All the angst you see, all the like really intense... We're very...
Or like the one take that we've managed to like get.
You know what? No, I think we're very good at actually dropping it when the camera goes on and we can do it. And then as soon as we finish the take, it's like...
Yeah, we just lose our shit. Yeah, so we can get into it pretty easily and have like the moment, and then immediately after just it's gone.
What are your favourite characters to play together?
Remus and Dogs. We love them so much. I don't know if we haven't really filmed Fenrir and Mima together. I think that would be so fun.
Also Moody and Tonks.
Moody and Tonks. We had a lot of fun filming Hope and Lyle together.
Yes.
And that was our first time.
I had no idea who Hope was as a character before I sat down and started doing that. So that was really fun.
That was cool.
To like get into character with someone else. God, I hope it's been in focus. I think it's focusing, but like my eyesight from here isn't good enough to tell.
Mine either.
You look like the biggest like coffee shop hipster. Oh my god.
Where's my avocado toast? I always forget that you've got two different lenses because she's got one blind eye and one less blind eye. And so every time I go into your glasses, I'm like tripping balls.
Next question was, do you have a song that reminds you of Rimadora?
We have a whole playlist.
I think my, the Nothing But Thieves song, Lover Please Stay, is like the song I imagine playing in their death montage.
God.
What is this? Mamma mia, I'm so sad. Sorry. What's that song about Remus, Sirius, and Tonks that we want to do a thing to?
Oh.
The Ed Sheeran song?
I saw you in another zone. Only a month we've been apart.
Was your intent to just make us cry?
You look happier.
I don't cry.
But ain't nobody love you like I do. Promise that I will not take it personal, baby. If you're moving on with someone new, 'cause baby, you look happier. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah.
Someone asked us a question about, do we get any like negative asks or anything? And if we do, how do we deal with them?
Just block it. Honestly, honest to God, just block it. People who send stuff like that are just looking for a rise, and any kind of rise, whether you think you're being clever or you think you have a good response or you're being self-deprecating or whatever. They're going to be satisfied with whatever you give them. And we're very lucky because we don't get a lot of negative comments, and I think the reason for that is because we don't respond to them.
This is the thing, like if anyone wants to send me a hate comment, I'd be like, what if I publish this hate comment? It's going to get seen by quite a lot of people. And I don't think you deserve that. I don't like putting negative attention on my blog. I'd rather people go to my blog and like see it, or my blog be known for like creative content on it. So don't let whoever's sending you ask turn you into that sort of blog, because like
well, and also have that kind of power over you.
Right. Just if you make like more and more like and better content, then that's like the biggest fuck you could give them anyway. I spent like the first like good year of my blog like being like pretty much virtually unknown, and I'd say I had as much fun RPing then as I do now. And I think it's also important to take into the fact that people joining the community now are in a very different community than it was 3 years ago.
There's a lot of people now.
There is not 20 of us anymore. So yeah, there's definitely more of a competitive element.
Well, I think the competitive aspect just comes from individuals, not from, it's not an innate part of the community, and it's not an innate part of being a role player.
Also, at the end of the day, what are we competing for?
Good, solid fucking point.
Because there's no career out of this unless you're TJ Brett.
Going back to relevant content, I have a lot of people that send me messages saying that the roleplay community has allowed them to experiment, like not only with with their sexuality,
like
with their identity, with like all this stuff.
And I think that's what's great about this community, is that so many people have like met like their best friends and their like significant others, and like met like people that they will, be friends with for life through a freaking RP community on Tumblr. Like that's crazy.
Like honestly, the friendships and everything have been well worth everything else. It's so great. I just love them so much.
Who do you love?
Ollie.
That's fair enough.
Valid.
Man. That's fair enough, man.
This is my baby, and I love him so much. Oh, he's so cute.
His little foot.
Look at this bean. Look at this bean. Say bye. Bye.
Have to sit up so you look bright and awake.
So I don't look like an invalid.
Thank you for watching this clusterfuck of a video, no doubt. I can't wait to edit this. For more content like this, if you fancy it, you can support me on Patreon where I'll be doing some more video stuff.
Support Jessie!
Please! I'm sorry.
Please, before she makes me choke on my tea and die!
I can't kill you, I need you for my content.
Oh, that's the tea that just shot up my goddamn nose.
At least it was tea and not snot.
If you subscribe to the Nips Nubs, if you subscribe to the Nip Nobs, Jess will send you my hair, which she cut off my head without my knowledge while I was asleep.
You knew about that. Wait, were you awake?
See that?
Thank you for
Acting.
watching!